Hey guys, it's the Wandering Wind, and today we're going to be talking about E3. Before we start, how about we try and get 200 likes on this video? Just go ahead and slam that like button down below in the description. And as always, if you like what you see on this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Anyway, let's get started.
All your secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays, kids more worried about the
Well, first of all, I'd like to talk about Sony and what they did right and what they could have worked on. First of all, they did release news about quite a few games, which we're going to have like 50 games this year from them, which isn't bad. But they were mainly focusing on PlayStation VR, and I think that might be a mistake because I don't know. I think PSVR just seems more of a niche audience than it would a mainstream audience. Maybe that's just me, but I don't think that VR is going to really go very far just on its own. We needed something more. We needed something better. If nothing else, we needed a release date and a good indication of what to expect from the PlayStation 4K. But with the way things are going right now, all we have is games. However, we do have quite a few new titles. We have um, God of War, which, despite what it sounds like, is not a remake of the original. It's actually more of a reimagining of the series, in my opinion, from the way that we saw the trailer. Kratos' gameplay seems to be less hack and slash and more story driven, kind of. So, not sure whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing considering. But, we also have Detroit Become Human, which is, well, it reminds me of the Telltale games in that they're basically just um, story driven games where it's an interactive story. You choose one option or the other, and depending on which option you choose, certain things happen or certain things don't happen. And you have to kind of learn by trial and error how to get to the end of the game. Um, but it is interesting that it's a society where humans and androids live together, or at least try to live together, and that the main character is a hostage negotiator who is an android. But other than that, I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't know if I would play it. But we also have Resident Evil 7, which, for the life of me, I can't understand why they would make another. I mean, really? Don't we already have enough Resident Evil to go around? But I guess people like Mila Jovovich need their money. Although I don't think she gets the money from the games, but who knows? Um, Final Fantasy 15 and a few other games like Star Wars Battlefront and Batman Arkham are supposed to be getting VR modes for at least a level or something. And I guess that could go over well, kind of, but it just seems like if this is all it's going to be is just little snippets of a game where you can experience VR with it if you have the equipment. If that's all it's ever going to amount to, why even try, Sony? Why? But yeah. We also have a Spider-Man PS4 exclusive coming, which eh, I never played them. I never played the Spider-Man games much. And despite us hoping that there would actually be a Crash Bandicoot game, all we're getting is Crash Bandicoot and Skylanders, and then we're getting HD remasters of the original games. Could be worse. We could have just been getting trolled, but for us to get trolled even this way is frankly disappointing. And considering that Crash was originally the mascot for PlayStation, I I can't see for the life of me why they wouldn't bring him back just as a nostalgic thing, or even for like a new style of Crash games where it's all the old characters, but it's a new kind of gameplay story. I don't know. Anyway, next up is going to be Microsoft. So, with Microsoft, what we have first off is the Xbox One S, or the Slim model. It's going to have, from what I can tell, it's going to have pretty good hardware and pretty good specs. It's the integrated power supply is a nice plus because really, who wants to lug around a big old brick just to plug in their console? These days, no one does that except for Xbox One owners right now. Um, we also have Xbox Project Scorpio and the virtual reality project, which are still in development, but we got some headway because we have a release date for early next year. But back to the Slim, we have, other than the integrated power supply, it's going to be 40% smaller, which is a plus. Now it's not going to look like a big old VCR on your TV stand anymore. You're going to be able to, the base model is 500 gigabytes and it costs $300, which compared to the Xbox One like 4 years ago, that was 500 gigabytes and was $500. You were paying $1 per gigabyte, and or was it 250? I don't know. It was either 500 or 250. Either way, you were paying way too much for an entry level console of that generation on that side of the fence. Although Sony with their $400 PS4 wasn't much better. Anyway, we also have Xbox One controllers, custom made Xbox One controllers coming from people over at Design Lab, which if you go over to their website, you can customize your own controller and then pay to have it sent to you. Crackdown 3 has been delayed for next year. Yeah. That was supposed to be a pretty cool game, though. I was hoping that it would come out this year. Destructible environments and everything. We have quite a few new games. Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 3, which I've never played the Forza games, but I might try one. Just cause. We have Halo Wars 2, which I'm not sure. No one really liked the first one. I'm not sure whether or not people like the second one, but you never know. People change over the years. We have Recore, which is one of the ones I'm really looking forward to. We have, oh yeah, we have Sea of Thieves, which is supposed to be a new game by Rare. Hopefully it takes a page or two out of the book from Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag when it comes to the sea aspect of things. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't think it would be as good for me, but I don't know. We also have Minecraft Realms, which is, I'm guessing, for the VR. I didn't really get much info for that, but. And then we have the Play Anywhere program, which is basically your cross-buy from PS4 and PS3 converted over to Xbox One and PC. It's not a new feature, but for people who like having a console and a PC and gaming on either or, it's kind of a big thing for those of us who like that kind of an idea. We also have the death of the Kinect. The new Xbox One S is going to get rid of the dedicated Kinect port, and in fact, one of the USB ports is going to be migrating from the back or the side to the front. So, um, but yeah, the Kinect seems to be dying a very slow death. There is an adapter that you can get to have it be compatible with the new Xbox One S, but I don't think very many people even used the Kinect in the first place. I mean, if I were to ever be able to afford to get the adapter and the Kinect, I would buy it just so that I could control my TV from my couch without using a controller. But other than that, it's not really that um, important. Anyway, yeah, that's about all that there was for the Microsoft conference today. Yes, yesterday. Part number 3 is going to be Nintendo. Now, Nintendo. They are doing excellently for what they're doing because this year we have 2 AAA in-house titles coming from them, and both of them seem to be awesome. The first title that we saw was Pokemon Sun and Moon, and to be frank, even though I'm a Pokemon fanboy ever since I was small, I seriously, objectively approve of these games. And the reason why is they've done more to improve on the graphical side of things than ever before. There's actually a pretty much almost horizontal, it's like a 40-degree angle, third person perspective now versus the almost 75 to 90-degree angle third person from even the last games. And they have really changed up the way that the gameplay works. The user interface seems very, very sleek and very new. The Rotom Pokedex is probably the most interesting feature out of the whole thing. I didn't really see a whole lot of what that was about, but from what I heard from the creators speaking about it, is that the Rotom Pokedex is supposed to allow you to check up on how to catch the Pokemon that you want to add to your collection, gives you hints and tips. Hopefully it adds the feature to be able to check a wild Pokemon's moves before you catch them. That way, if they have a particularly good move set, then you can definitely make sure to catch them. Or if they're not a very good move set, then you can just go as normal and use them for experience gain. The new region seems very, very verdant, and it's a tropical region from what I could gather, but still very nice, very intuitive. I hope they bring back the what was it? I hope they bring back all the features from the last generation. You know, the well, not the Dex Nav. I mean, they wouldn't exactly be able to do that, but maybe the Rotom Pokedex will act like the Dex Nav did, with being able to catch rare Pokemon by sneaking up on them. And I hope they bring back the super training and all that, because wow, that was excellent. But and Mega Evolution, oh boy, if they take Mega Evolution out now, that'll be a big step back. But from what I saw, things seem to be going well on the Pokemon side of things for Nintendo. Um, Next, there's really nothing new as far as news-wise for the NX. Still nothing as far as definite specs or anything, although there's still the idea of the cloud computing and possibly the idea of flash storage replacing traditional discs for the physical games, but at the same time, who knows? But on to the last topic for Nintendo and this video, Zelda Breath of the Wind, the latest game in the franchise, and definitely by far the most graphically impressive, and also possibly the most impressive gameplay wise to me. Because this time around, instead of having the traditional dungeon crawler, collect specific items for quests and collect specific gear for being able to traverse the different dungeons, this time around we have an open world with a customizable inventory where you can basically pick anything up and use it however you like. I even saw during the live play that was being done by the presenters that you could even pick up what seemed like material pieces. So I'm assuming there's also going to be some sort of a crafting feature eventually in the game. We also saw that you can actually replenish hearts with food now instead of just potions, which in my opinion is a big improvement because getting those potions was like pulling teeth when it came to being able to find the money for them. But now that you can just pick wild mushrooms and eat them to get your health back up, it's a lot easier. But considering that you have all of that, it kind of makes me draw the conclusion that this time around the Zelda team took a lot of pages out of the books of Western style RPGs like Fallout and the Elder Scrolls. And the reason why I say that is because you basically have pretty much the same game mechanics, and you have a variable inventory, you have customizable gear, you certain things break, which wasn't something that was featured in Skyrim, but was featured in Fallout. I don't know why they didn't put that in Skyrim. I don't know. Anyway, and then it's just so many things that, wow, Nintendo got right this time around with, well, not that they got anything wrong with Zelda before, but this time around with the style that they're using, they got quite a lot right with Zelda. That if they hadn't have taken a cue from Western RPGs, could have been gotten very, very wrong. Anyway, those are just some of my thoughts on E3 and the different conferences. Those are obviously just the triple threat, Microsoft, Sony, and PlayStation, but I mean Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. But of course, there's also EA and Mass Effect Andromeda and Ubisoft and their new games coming out, and Square Enix. I'm going to try and do a video about them tomorrow. And just, there's quite a lot of stuff that they're doing quite right this year. This year seems to be a very big year for video games. And I'm excited about that. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please try watching more from me, or just, do what you guys do. Anyway, I will try and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. This is the Wandering Wind, and I'll catch you on the breeze. Hey guys, as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button. Let's see if we can get 200 likes on this video. Also, to suggest future ideas for videos here on the channel, leave a comment down below and I'll do my best. Don't forget to share this video with all your Facebook friends and Twitter followers. This has been the Wandering Wind, blowing in for yet another video.